Hello, it's me, Ariza Gaming. I'm back. This Thursday, I've returned. We're coming back to some more Oxygen Not Included. What are we up to today? I have no idea. So, one thing I want to do is want to fix the ethanol line so that we're actually getting ethanol to the tofu again. I would quite like to grow that again. But the other main thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get the copper cooled, and I wanted to set up a dedicated room for cooling things, cooling solids that we put on a conveyor. So what I also noticed is that this Sulfur Geyser, it becomes active again in 17 cycles. So what I'm thinking is, I set up some kind of condensing chamber in here that condenses the sulfur into debris when it comes out of the geyser, i.e. just chill a load of hydrogen in this room, conveyor the sulfur up here, and then run the sulfur through some kind of cooled liquid, like petroleum, with the rest of the metal, and just put that cooling block somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. Maybe just over here or something. I'm just trying to think about where the pipes are going to go. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing at the moment. Because I would like to just get the tofu going again. So let's have a think. So last stream, we disconnected the ethanol line, so it's just running the loop for the freezer again. This is just a normal freezer loop with the bridge here. Nothing too bad going along here. Now, originally the plan was excess ethanol that was cooled was going to come off this line that wraps around the base because there isn't room for the pipe anywhere else, and then goes into the tofu. But the issue is that when we were feeding the ethanol, the hot ethanol that was produced from the distiller over here, we couldn't figure out a way to do that where it actually didn't jam the line. So, because we want to make sure it's inserted before the liquid goes back into the loop. So we have to insert it at some point along this line. And we don't have a lot of space, is what I'm trying to say. I think there may be a way of doing it. I think I may have sort of figured out what to do. So let's start by getting rid of some of this. I was thinking about doing this off screen because I wasn't sure how long I was going to be fiddling around with this, but I think I know what to do now. I think my brain's cooled down a little bit. So I'm just going to fix this first, and then we'll set up the sulfur geyser, I think. Right. So this bridge can go here. Then we can send an insulated pipe up here. And I think we're just going to connect this back onto here like we were going to do before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bridge here. And then the bridge here. And then what I think I'm going to do... So I thought this was going to work by... I think I actually tried something like this before, but because it was connecting over here, it's kind of rubbish. I'm going to try it again. So let's break into here. Part of me is beginning to think I should have just done this off-stream, but... well, I'm stubborn. I want to get this working. What I also want to do today is I want to get the salt out of here, because we're constantly boiling salt water in here. All the salt water that's covering this volcano is slowly being pumped up there. Eventually it's going to be polluted water too. We're trying to maintain 20 kilograms of steam pressure in here, so we should be able to boil polluted water in this room without it off-gassing. I think everyone's just went on break. So if I just disconnect this here, that'll work for now. Yeah, so while the loops are on break, let's summarize what we did what we did on Tuesday. So we set up the sleep hotel. So we have 6 dupes here, they're permanently sleeping. It looks like the other base dupes like to go in here and go to the bathroom as well. Sherlock has snuck in, Nicola has snuck in. I guess that's okay. I mean, I could just make it so that each of these bathrooms is for the main dupes, but to be honest, I don't think there's really an issue. It looks like the polluted water is backing up. Why is that? I think it's because I plugged it into this... Oh, right, so I plugged it into the sauna, and now the pipe is getting confused because it's trying to go... Because that's an outflow. So I need to put a bridge on this, otherwise the bathroom is going to overflow, and we're going to have problems. So I think that's what I want. Not that I'm actually doing anything with the sauna right now. I'll do something with it at some point. Right, let's see. That should be fine. That should prioritize... I think at the moment that's prioritizing the sauna over the bathrooms, which we don't want. So let's actually set up like... That work? No, I don't think that would work. Hold on. You know what, maybe I'm overthinking this. Let's just make the... Let's make the sauna dump optionally onto that. So... You know what, I'm not even running the sauna at the moment. Why am I worrying about this? We'll worry about this when we actually run the sauna. That will work for now, let's just do that. So that needs to be priority 9. Yeah, some of these oxyferns aren't getting irrigated, that's okay. I don't think they're really actually doing very much to consume all of this carbon dioxide, but they're trying their best. They are helping us have a few more dupes than we otherwise would have. So we've got a smooth hatch. Looks like we're getting quite a few smooth hatches. Right, here's what I need to do. So I actually need to take, let's see. So this is the egg line. So at the moment I have two loaders here. I have 3 loaders here. One for coal, one for edibles, and one for materials to feed the guys. I think I would actually like a... conveyor loader here. Maybe this one here. To take the eggs from the hatch variants that we don't want. So, yeah, sage hatches as well. And then we want to take those to an egg cracker. Now, I don't actually know where I'm going to put the egg cracker. Kitchen would make sense. Kitchen would make sense. However, I think for brevity's sake... I might just put it here for now. We don't have room in our kitchens for an egg cracker. Both these machines are used. Like when we get the food, we're kind of struggling to cook the food as it is as it comes in. So I think I'm just going to put it there for now. It'll be close enough to the kitchen, I suppose. So let's see. That's going to be awkward. How about we do this loader instead? And then the conveyor rail. And then the conveyor rail can just come down here for now. I think I'm just going to do it like this. I don't want to run it through the drowning chamber because access to that is pretty intermittent. So that rail can go down here. And then for now, I'll just bridge it over here. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're just a chute here. And then that's in range of this, and then we can put the egg cracker there. That'll do. That'll do for now. The main purpose of this is to just stop the bad hatch variants from spawning. We have enough hatches as it is. Right, let's check the bathroom is draining properly. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's done. We've still left Pav on the other asteroid. They're just going to be idle for a while. I don't really care anymore. It's alright to have one single dupe on that planet idle. They can just hang out. Actually, you know what? We have room for him back here now. Now that we built the hotel. You can come back now. Here you go. You can leave your holding cell. There you go. Pav's very excited. Looks like wants to get teleported too. No dice. Well, unfortunately, it's happened. I'm back on the Coca-Cola today. It's a Thursday. I think I'm allowed Coca-Cola on a Thursday. Right, let's see. So, Pav, you can actually have some proper clothes again. Let's see, I think they're still over here. Yeah, there's a suit here with your name on it. And there's a Lindsay as well that needs the other one. Here you go. And that should be that. So then, if we look at the freezer loops, so... You can reach all of these. George is just hanging out. That's fine. George is a precious soul. He can do whatever he wants. But he does need to work. He can't just hang out in a hotel. He's got too many attribute points for that. Right. I want to drain all this ethanol out into here. I can get here to build this. Make this priority 9. It's over here. Yeah, I think we can deconstruct that pipe. I don't think we're going to want to run anything over here. Because what we want to do is we want to make sure the hot ethanol only loads the loop if it finds a gap. And if it finds a gap, then the liquid should come off this bridge here. Except it's not currently hooked up. So let's hook that up. Wait. I think that was an extra blob. There was one lonely blob hiding. That should be okay. I don't think any more should come. That's not a problem anyways. Yeah, I would quite like to get the Sulfur Geyser tamed today. That's the main goal, because that's gonna go active in a minute. So we'll get the sulfur at least condensed. I don't mind having the hot debris running around, and then we'll cool that in the same place that we cool the copper, and then other hot solids that we generate can do something similar. Also, I noticed we have 2 Pakus in this room, and they're both happy. So it looks like we can actually have 2 Paku in this room at a time. So perhaps there's some tweaking to the automation we can make. So these are the egg chutes. What are they hooked up to? They're hooked up to this critter sensor. Count critters, count eggs. I could set this to 2, I think. So that should grab another egg and put it in here, and this fish should still be okay. Because it has technically got 9 tiles in this pool, not 8. Or maybe it's because they're connected. I think it's because the body of water is connected, maybe? I'll be honest, I think I've forgotten the reason. Anyways. The eggs are coming around. We have dumped an egg. This guy should hatch in about 5 cycles, so we'll get to see it happen. Now you're cramped. Right, okay. So 3 is too many. Okay. Alright, never mind. Let's stop fiddling with this. It did work. Oh wait. It's because the conveyor is still running. Possibly. Yeah, because it does have to run through this tile. This should drop off the rest of the eggs back in the loop. It'll take a little while. Hey, Flimplan, how you doing? You have a bad habit of making individual cooling blocks for everything? Yeah, so what I want to make is I want to make I want to make a cold tank of a really conductive liquid. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be crude oil. We already have a big tank of crude oil at the bottom of the map, so we just need to bring the oil up. Yeah, so you're not actually cramped unless the egg is rotating into the chute on the loop. So I think this is fine. We can try this. But yeah, we want the ethanol. We want the ethanol to flow. We want to build this bridge. You can get in here. I believe in you. Oh no, you can't. There's no oxygen in the dock. Why is that? Because there's too much. Because there's too much in this pipe. Okay. Let's actually put a bridge here then. Get a bit more oxygen going down here. Do I want to disable that for now? I think I'm just going to disable that for now. That's fine. I think we'll want to get some more oxygen in there anyways. We are going to have to murder the smooth hatch. So you guys are going to have to come in. I'll get you to do it one at a time because they're quite tanky. Yeah, the excess eggs. The excess eggs should now be going over here. Which means they should be getting dumped down here. They are. There's 50 regular hatchling eggs. So now we can crack those. Yeah, I want to crack all of these, and then if we ever want any of these eggs again, we'll just stop cracking them. Then this will set to priority 9. I think what I'll do is I'll actually remove this storage bin. The storage bin was for clay. We've used up all the clay at the moment. So I'm going to put a loader here, and then we'll just take the raw egg and we'll dump it down here. So let's see. That's going to be another loader. I can just go straight onto the food line, which is this line. I think it makes the most sense to just come straight down here. That shouldn't cause any problems. And then conveyor loader here. Let's make it out of copper because this room could get hot. I don't think it will. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Let's make it out of lead. We have problems with the game metals. And then that can be powered here. May I touch them? Yes, you may. You may touch the eggs. That's certainly something you can do. So we've got some lumber. That's nice. This is already plugged in, so I don't need to worry about that. This should get us a lot more food as well. I don't think it'll get us more food. It'll mean we can drown these guys a bit quicker because they're wandering around for quite a while waiting for the guys to drown in here when they get drowned. So we can increase our drowning throughput with such a mechanism. Right, let's see. That bridge still isn't done. Well, it's disabled. I think people can go through here. Stinky's on the loo. Ren, what is... No, that is insulated gas pipe. The dupe formerly known as insulated gas pipe. This is disabled, but no one's still allowed through here. Oh, right. No, it's not the dock. It's the checkpoint. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice if we could fit 2 fish in these at a time. Because A, that means it's less likely that it's going to completely stop working, and B, it increases the amount of extra fish we get. Which means more food. You can sweep this too, that's fine. These random water tiles here are cursed. I could probably get rid of them by deconstructing this, sweeping it up, and getting this stuff out of there. But I kind of like them. Right, let's see. Now you can go. You can re-enable this. There you go. I'll reactivate the door later. Right, so now the ethanol should flow this way. And I think what I want to do is set up the bridge here. So what this should do is it should only load on the ethanol pipe if it finds a gap. And then I could put a bridge here. And disconnect this. I feel like I tried this before. But I still feel like it should work. Because this bridge is the one being prioritized. So there should never be... The bridge should never be loading this unless there's a gap. And if there's a gap, it means that ethanol has come off somewhere else. There's another random blob of ethanol. Right, let's see. So yeah, you've got extra oxygen coming through here. That should eventually fill that suit again. We do want the oxygen pressure in this room as well. That's fine. Oh right, you yeah, you still need to get in here. Actually, no, you can reach it, like... You can still reach this. Yeah. Yeah, Lindsay's got it. So, in the meantime, what I want to do with the sulfur... So, the sulfur is over here. We've got carbon dioxide in here, which is not a very good gas for heat transfer. What I want to do is I want to insulate this. I'll probably want room for a ladder. Let's actually ladder it like this. And then insulate that. And I want to fill this with hydrogen. Hydrogen is the relatively conductive gas. And then we want to actively cool that. So what that means is I'm going to have to put in a liquid lock of some kind, pump out the gas, and pump in the hydrogen. It's fine. So in terms of a liquid lock, I'm just going to put a block of naphtha here. That can be insulated as well. There you go. And then this pump we can plug in. Wow, it really is in the middle of nowhere. Guess I'll just plug it in over here. That's fine. So I want to pump all the gas out of here, and then we'll want to replace it with something else. So gas pipe can go here. Oh, there's chlorine there, okay. You know what, we'll just put a high pressure vent here, this should be fine. Won't overheat. Won't overheat, it's super cold. And then what we'll want is we'll want a regular vent, I think. We don't need... Actually, maybe we'll put a high pressure gas vent in here anyways. And then we'll want hydrogen. We do have a little bit of excess hydrogen over here. It's not a lot, but it might be enough. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? We have the hydrogen from this bomb. I think we just take that and deliver that somewhere. So, what's the best route for that? somehow it's probably this way. So I don't really care about the temperature of the hydrogen. I mean, if we look at the pipe, this hydrogen is about 50 degrees. That's going to lose temperature very quickly. That's fine. So we'll just take it over here. I guess we'll go like this. Let's take it all the way down here. We're going to want to fill lots of rooms with hydrogen at some point, I'm sure. And then, where... So we're going to want to take it over here eventually. So probably this way. Now, you guys love building pipes. You're going to be so quick at doing this. Then, let's see. We'll make a bridge here and a bridge here. That should be fine. Then, I think... something like this. Yeah, okay. I did say there was going to be spaghetti in the stream. I think that's a fairly safe assumption, to be honest. If I'm streaming, there will be spaghetti. Now, there's not hot abyssite here, so we can just dig this out. And then this can just come down here, and then that can fill it with hydrogen. But let's make sure that this is priority 9. Good job, dupes. You're doing this very quickly. Let's see. We need something that definitely won't freeze. The naphtha won't freeze. Who wants some uranium? Naphtha. Yeah, we've got some naphtha from somewhere else. That's fine. I think that was a moth. It looked like a raindrop. Oh. It was alright. Right, now let's investigate this ethanol pipe. So, the loop is full. It's still cold. There's no ethanol coming out. So now what's happened is actually the loop isn't getting tricked into being full. So it's never actually unloading any ethanol. So perhaps we need to reverse the bridges. Perhaps we need it to prioritize this liquid. So in that case, what I would do is I would actually remove this bridge. I need to prioritize the ethanol coming in. And then it needs to take cold ethanol off the loop periodically. Usually make a canister filler setup, and now my dupes carry hydrogen through canisters, especially when I don't expect that to refill it. That would have been very sensible. The only thing is, we have all these volcanoes around the map that we're going to want to tame. And maybe we're going to use hydrogen? I don't know. You're right, that would totally make sense. But another counterpoint to that is the vent is a lot easier to fit into some of these rooms than a canister emptier. But then I guess you could just tell them to manually empty the canisters. Yeah, you could probably just do that. And you haven't liquefied any naphtha, have you? No. Oh, you've dumped it all here. Okay. Alright, you can remove all of this before it becomes annoying. Yeah, because what temperature does naphtha freeze at? This freezes at minus 50, so it won't reach minus 50. I'm gonna shut my blind. God, it's getting darker earlier now. Also, I should have started streaming earlier, but whatever. Oh. Right, there we go. Look, we have a tranquil toes seed. The most useless plant. It's so useless, it's not even on the wiki. Resembles a funny hat, apparently. So let's... We removed that bridge. So now, if I hook this up, what it should do is it should prioritize the hot ethanol. And then that should mean that the other ethanol gets dumped off, but it's not what's happening. Okay, perhaps I need to hook up the loop a different way. Perhaps I need to hook it to the end. Like this. Right, that works. So now that's draining off the excess cool ethanol. But that's not working because that's recirculating. It's recirculating the hot ethanol. Hey Judy, how you doing? Welcome. So I think that's what the shutoff was for. Right. Okay, I think this was the main issue we were having. But I do need it to stop doing that for now. So let's hook that up. And the loop should start circulating. Yes, hope you're doing well, Judy Pixels. We're having some fun with freezes. Right, let's put this shutoff back in. I should have fixed this off stream, but some of you guys wanted to see it on stream as well, so I felt kind of bad. And to be honest, I don't have anything in particular I wanted to do today. So, yeah. Lots of pipes. Yeah, we got spaghetti. We got spaghetti, and at the moment we've got hot ethanol in this pipe, which is not what I want. Yeah, freezer one broken. We know that. We've already broken it. Let's see. That's because we disconnected this shutoff. Okay. Let's reconnect that. So that's not running because the ethanol is coming in cold. Yep, they're both broken now. It does heat up very quickly. Right, there we go. There's the cold ethanol. Neo earned a skill point. That's funny because Neo shouldn't be getting any skills because they're just sleeping. You murdered the two stone smooth hatches you did. I'm glad I sorted that out because that was really easy to do and I should have done it a while ago. But what I do need to do as well is I need to put raw egg in here. Yes, take all the raw egg and put it in this conveyor. Waiting for your soup to heat up. Let's see. Yeah, still building this pipe here. That's fine. I think people are still on break at the moment. That's okay. Suit is filled up again. That's good, so we can re-enable this. I was hot in here, but now I'm cold, so I'm actually going to turn the fan off. I've realized that all of my computers do generate a lot of heat in this room, so that's not particularly helpful. But yeah, let's go have a look at the hotel. So this is where our dreamers dream and produce dream journals. It looks like we've also produced some... Yes, I know the freezer's broken. So the funny thing is, this turns on and off when it cools back down. So if it triggers twice, that means I know it's cooling back down. You know what? I think I might stop this notifier from pausing the game. I think I might stop it. I think I might stop it from pausing and zooming. Yes, now this one's cooling down again. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the hot ethanol packets and recirculate them around here. So I think I do just want to connect it back down here. And then I think what I want this to do is I want this to be a bridge. So it only feeds on from here if it's not feeding liquid from here. And then I think this should work. Okay, let's try it. Because we put all the effort into making that tofu thing. I don't really want to get rid of it. I am going to print good dupes again. These ain't good dupes. We're going to take a Sweetle. We've got a few Sweetles in here, which is good, because... oh, these two are elderly. Well, it's a good thing we got a tiny baby then. Because we are going to get Sweetles and Grub Grubs. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put them. Probably in this column with all the hatches. But I don't know when it's actually going to stop. Maybe I'll put it at the top. I think that's what I might do. But yeah, there's a Sulfur Geyser that we're going to try and tame today as well. I don't really mind if it doesn't happen today. We're in the process of trying to drain all the CO2. How's the wire? Yeah, you still need to build all the wire, that's fine. Let's make this party 8. Let's make all the construction party 8 again. I do like the hum that the sleep machine makes. It's very satisfying. Right, so... let's see, that bridge is now built. So I think what I can do... took this up. And now it's not running because the loop is full. But is that because I previously filled it too? Oh, wait, no. Hold on. This isn't going to work because it's not going to flow around there. Because what I need this to do is I need this loop to... I basically need a... I need another bridge. I need to keep this thing here because this is for water. So I can't move that, and I can't move any of this. Because that's also for water. Looks like you've done that. I just don't think I've got enough space. I think that's the issue. Because what I want to happen is... so that needs to prioritize. That needs to prioritize onto the loop here. I need to prioritize onto the loop here. And then somehow I need to get it across here, but it's not going to work. Yeah, I just don't think there's enough space for me to fit this pipe where I want it to go. So... try draining a element here. To see if that works on its own. And then maybe I can figure out somewhere else to bring this ethanol pipe. It might be that I can't bring it through here. But I need it to interface directly with this pipe. So maybe instead of having it come through here, I'm going to have it come up here, but again, there's no room. I think I might have just screwed myself. Maybe I can run it through here. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we actually just run all this ethanol pipe past here. That'd be fine. I think that's actually what we do. I mean, this is supposed to be an insulated room as well, so we don't really want to run a bridge through here. But whatever, fuck it. So I think what I do is I take it like that, and then I loop it around like this. Then I think that should work. So it should prioritize the liquid from this valve. I think it needs to be directly adjacent though. I think there is a way for this to work, but maybe I need to move this bridge. I think what I need to do is I need to remove this bridge here. I need to disconnect this again. I think I need to flip this just to get it to work again, just for a minute. Yeah, let's just run that for a little second. So now I think what I want to do is I want to take... Yeah. I'll take this bridge, put it there, remove that pipe. Then that can come down here, so then this should prioritize the valve over the incomer. And then what I need to do is I need to move these bridges one. This is quite a fun puzzle to solve. I hope you guys are finding it fun. I felt kind of bad for saying I was going to deprive you of this. Oh, hold on. You need to get in here as well. Actually, you can get in here at the moment, that's fine. The steam turbine isn't working very hard anyways, I don't mind it. We do desperately need to get an auto sweep of the salt in that room though. And for dirt, now that I think about it. So deconstruct that for now. You're scolding, yeah, you're scolding because you're in the steam turbine room. That makes sense. So then what I need to do is... This bridge goes up here. And this goes across like that. That goes across like that. Yeah. How's the hydrogen exercise going? You still need to build this wire. That's fine. You are building this wire. I do believe in you. Looks like the wrong... Is water freezing in the pipe? It is freezing in the pipe. Somehow the bathroom temperature got back down to really cold. Right. So this needs to be insulated pipe as well. Let's make this all insulated pipe. Probably need to run some kind of heating element through here. Although it's funny, I thought we did leak in a lot of heat, but I guess it wasn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. Whatever, you guys are on this. We've got lots of dupes working on this. Let's make sure that this stuff is priority 9. Right, so then it should just be a matter of this going here. Right, this is starting to work again. That's encouraging. This is set that that is set to the right value again. This one's set to the right value again. We're getting cold ethanol through here. That's good. Obviously, we're doing a lot of pipe edits at the moment, so we're not going to be able to see immediately what happens. Okay. We've got too much water stored up in here again. It's fine. At the moment, it looks like we just got a load of hot ethanol cycling through here. I think I can turn this... I think I can seal this in again now. We've still got a load of hot ethanol coming through here. It should be prioritizing whatever is circulating in here at the moment, which is presumably a load of hot ethanol. Let's have a look at the freezer, because I imagine these haven't been running in a while. They're still fairly cold, actually. But it looks like all the cold... It looks like all the cold stuff is going down here, because there's cold ethanol in here that still needs to be processed. I think that's working as intended. I'm going to pay very close attention to this, because I don't want this to break again and destroy millions of calories again. But yeah, it is letting the cold packets through when they're produced. The only thing is, this is going to constantly feed on hot ethanol. So the cold ethanol is never actually going to dump out of here. Which is not really what I wanted. Because this thing is never going to stop producing ethanol. These plants are too hot. Why are they too hot? Oh, I think they're still cooling down. Okay. This ethanol is cold, so they should start growing again. Let's re-enable these. Because this is producing 500 grams of ethanol per second. These plants will consume about 180 per cycle, 333. So this is going to constantly fill up. So this pipe is never going to drain of ethanol, so nothing's going to recirculate. Which means we're basically just going to get cold blobs of ethanol periodically come through, and occasionally cool the freezers, rather than full-time cooling them. Which is not really what I wanted. But I suppose eventually... So this pipe is actually backing up with cold ethanol. which is not what I want either. I don't want it to back up with cold ethanol. So, I think what I actually want it to do... I think I actually want this pipe to refeed the cold ethanol into this bit, rather than have it back up in this pipe. Is there any way of me actually doing that? Because it's built up in here. This water pipe. If I move that water pipe, I could probably do it. Because then all I need to do is I need to take it here, take it down here, and then put it on a bridge. Okay. Let's do that then. So what's this? This is supposed to be hot water. Why am I running it through here? Because it's connecting to this. Oh, right, because it's connecting to this one. Okay. Actually, now I think about it, there's a hole here. I could just I can just shove it through here, potentially. Yes. But then all I want to do is I want it to prioritize going into here. We need another bridge coming out of here to make sure that it actually knows where to go. So I need to put that bridge there. And then I could just put another bridge here. And do it like that. That should work. And then I can just remove this pipe. Okay, so that should recirculate the ethanol back on from the Nosh Sprouts. I'm sure this has overcomplicated it somehow. Food is decayed. Well, that's food that someone dropped, so I'm not worried about that. That is permissible. The freezers are still at good temperature. I mean, at the moment, a little bit of ethanol is getting shoved through. So it's not too bad. Yeah, this pipe is completely backed up. So is that going to come back out here? No, it's not going to come back out of here. Okay, so that didn't quite work. Well then perhaps what we do is... perhaps we put a bridge here. And then we put a bridge here. And then that might work. And then I probably actually don't need all of these bridges here if we do that. Because again, we want to prioritize it for recirculating this ethanol instead of coming on from here. So then all I should need to do is actually deconstruct these again. Right, so then all I need to do is stick a bridge here. And then that should work. So that should prioritize the excess liquid coming out from over here. This can back up, I don't mind this backing up. In fact, what I could even do is I could actually take this pipe, lead it here, disconnect this, and then do some tomfoolery around here, I imagine. Yeah, that's fine. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these radiant pipes too. Because I want all the cooling to come in here. So that should be fine. That should cool the plants a bit more effectively, I think. This is too many bridges. I think next time I make a base, I'm going to spread things out a bit more as well. Because we don't really need to be this compact. I mean, I guess we do because there's all these volcanoes. But like, we don't really. We could use all of this space. Are we getting petroleum? No. We've got a layer of liquid lead over here. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. I guess it will do. We're still transferring all of this heat. I keep digging up this volcano and it keeps reclogging itself. I guess it's dormant now. You know, dig that again. So, yeah, you're doing the last pipe. So now the ethanol is recirculated from this thing. And that's fairly cold. So we should be getting more liquid through here. This is cold ethanol. Okay, I think this might actually be working now, because it's recirculating the cold ethanol. I'm beginning to think I should have just hooked this all up to one loop. Just have it be one continuous pipe loop that runs through the freezers and the thing here. I think this is working now, though. And if it needs topping up, it can top it up with hot ethanol. But at the moment, the hot ethanol is just backing up over here, which is what we want. Now this is all cooling down. Okay, we'll monitor that for a little bit, but I think it's definitely not a neat solution, but I think it is at least working again. Freezers are cold again. The food is cold again. Right, so now I can move on with my life. Well, we've done something very silly here. We've ended up pumping a load of hydrogen over here, and now this gas pump is working. So we pumped out all of the CO2, which is good. And now I just need to turn this gas pump off. So that's fine. So we'll fill this room with a bit more hydrogen. We have a lot of hydrogen, so I don't really care. We'll probably recollect it at some point. In fact, actually, you know what? Just because. Let's just make a ladder here. And then this hydrogen will rise out of this pit. We'll just let it all collect at the top of the map again. We have a room full of hydrogen. We need to cool this because the sulfur's coming in, and I want the sulfur to come out as I want the sulfur to come out of something else. We can remove this now. Remove these. So... what's the cooling going to be for that? Now, we do have a thermoregulator over here that's running the freezer. But I don't... do I want to hook that up to that as well? There's going to be a lot of cooling going through here. Oh, not a lot. So, the sulfur comes out 165.2. So, it needs to cool down 50 degrees. So, we got 1.8 kilograms per second on average. Actually, we need to factor in the active period. I'm going to get my calculator out and do some math. Wherever my calculator may be. So, we got 4.7 kilograms per second. Times 301 divided by 477 gives us 2.96 kilograms per second during the active period. So we times that by 50, which is the amount of temperature we're trying to remove. In fact, let's times it by 55, just to be safe. And then we need to times it by the specific heat capacity of the sulfur, which is 0.7. So that equals 114 kDTs we need to cool. So this thing is going to produce not anywhere near as much. So we do need an aquatuner to cool this. Okay. Let's go do that. Think I'm just gonna dig this out. I'm just gonna put it here. We'll just put a little aquatuner steam turbine set up here. I can remove. Let's see. I still want to be able to wander in here, so I guess it's gonna be. Deconstruct this. Who's idle? You're not trapped, are you? No, you're just bored. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind you guys being. It's not a problem. So let's see. We're gonna want... I think I'm alright keeping this as Abyssal Light. I think what I'll do is dig this out. Dig this out. Then I can remove this ladder. We can put a liquid thing here. Then we'll want to put the aquatuner in here. So I'll make that out of steel. Then we want the liquid pipe thermosensor to be here. Automation can go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fill this with oil and then water, and then that should remove all the gases pretty effectively. And then obviously I want to remove all of this stuff as well. I'm going to shove a steam turbine up here. Now, where is the coal line? There is a coal line coming down here. I can take that off and take that over here. Okay, that one's already going over here, or it should be. But it's not. So I think what I need to do is I need to add a conveyor bridge. There you go. And then the liquid. So the liquid is going to go... Oh, I need to make this all... insulated tiles, so I can actually just wait for it. Well, that's going to be annoying because we just filled this room full of hydrogen. Unless I can just avoid taking the pipe that way. Maybe I can avoid taking the pipe that way. I could do this bit. Shouldn't be a problem. God, George really does make the funniest noises. Let's see, that goes there. And then this is the bypass. Once it's prioritized from the tuner, so that's fine. Then that comes down here. And then we have... the aluminium pipe comes through here. We run that past the Sulfur Geyser. Not quite the right size. You know what? I think we can maybe adjust that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. So this can go... This is insulated tiles. We just have the liquid pipe here. Hey Trent, how you doing? It feels like it's been a while. What are you up to these days? We're on Rime Revenge. We did some tomfoolery with our ethanol loop, and I think that's working now. For our freezer slash tofu farm. So now I'm going to try and just condense this Sulfur Geyser. I'm going to try and do it in a different way than before. Because normally what I do is I pump it out as a liquid, super cool it in low pressure pipes, and then dump it out as debris. But I want to try something different this time. I want to try just conveying out the solid sulfur and then running that through a conductive liquid pool. Because I tried it before with the conveyor, and the sulfur was never losing its heat, just running along the conveyor in the gas, because the gas wasn't conductive enough. But I think if I do it for a liquid, it should be conductive enough. Because of the extra conductivity it just gets from being in a liquid. We got George here making a load of funny noises. Doing CSS. Nice. I'll pretend I know what that means. But yeah, let's see. I want all this stuff out of here, so let us storage bin. Yeah, he does make a lot of noise. Let's actually put a ladder here. Oh, are you guys actually trapped? That's kind of funny. Yeah, this is where the steam turbine's going to be. We'll remove this eventually. So let's actually just not build that one first. So, are we getting coal on this conveyor now? No. Why not? Let's not hook this up. Really? Oh, hold on. Yeah, I just didn't hook it up. Great. Fantastic. Well, whatever. So, that can go over here. I want to put another coal line over here. So, actually... now that I think about it, move these. Where do I want to put the coal power plant? I want to put it somewhere where it's not going to be in the way. You know what? I think one storage bin will do. Let's just stick it over here for now. So let's do 9. Let's do 11. So instead of having a transformer spine on this base, we're literally just sticking coal plants everywhere because we have so many hatches. We have almost 500 tons of coal, so I'm not ever worried about coal. And if you're not worried about coal, then the And to be honest, the coal power plant's pretty good. So instead of using transformers, we're just sending a conveyor belt full of coal around everywhere. And then that can just plug into here. So that wire would go here. And that would connect to anything we have in here as well. So, let's see. An auto sweeper. Let's make this out of steel. In case. We have 40 tons of steel. That's pretty good. We'll make this out of steel too. I can go like that. And then power-wise, I think I'll just take it like this. We can remove this wire now, that's fine. This no longer needs to be hooked up to that. Oh, wait, hold on. Keep this here. Because we'll make sure the auto sweeper for these coal plants is on a separate line. That can be made out of copper. Also, the game isn't being funny about copper today. I don't know why the game's being funny about copper sometimes. So yeah, that can just go here. Your base is going away 6 full ranches and automating to deal with eggs and coal. Yeah, I'm really happy with how we've done the hatch automation on this run. And the last thing we need is just the copper, the coal to come down here. So that should do. Yeah, that'll be okay. I don't actually want this bridge here. I just want to have the conveyor. I put this bridge here because I thought there was an issue with the priority, but I don't think that was the case. This needs to be sweep only, all 9. And then set this to sweep only. Oh wait, no, we don't need to do this. Because we're going to have the conveyor loader here. I'm going to just dump this out at the moment. So we'll take that chute. So for now, we're just going to... So we want to cool this down to about 100 degrees. In the hydrogen. We want to cool the hydrogen down to about 100 degrees. Oh, we need to cool it down by however much this sulfur comes out as debris. And then we need to run it in here. You know what? We could just run this thermal aquatuner to cool the steam turbine as well. And then we could just have the sulfur run through the steam turbine. Oh no, the reason we can't do that is because it needs to be under liquid because the gas won't conduct the heat. Right. We can still run it to cool the... We can still run it to cool the steam turbine, no, that's not a problem. So let's see. Let's just make this all insulated for now. So that will go up here. Steam turbine will go here. We need to sweep all of this out. This... Oh, whoops. This is manually swept. Why did I tell them to deconstruct that bin? Yeah, just make this all priority 9. And then we'll want to dump some oil in here. You're already at 180 tons of coal for 450,000 calories. That's good. I'm still on a look for dupe number 46. We'll probably still take some more dupes. The frames are actually pretty good now. It must be said. We're up to like 30 frames per second. We've got loads of dupes. I guess we're on speed 1. I do still think it's good enough. Right, let's keep an eye on the freezers. What's going on with these? Yep, these are still cold. Yeah, so I think the important part was just making sure that the pipe doesn't back up by the by the Nosh Sprouts. These are all growing now, so we're getting the tofu again. That's good. I didn't want to not have the tofu after everything was said and done. Let's see, this needs to be priority 9 as well. I do find it funny how everyone is just using these bathrooms except the intended dupes. But now that I think about it, let's actually put the sleep dupes on a different downtime schedule. And also, I want to reduce their downtime slots. That must be said, I want them sleeping more. So you can have 3 cycles of downtime. In fact, you can do that. You could do that in this period here. That's fine. You're mingling. You're just relaxing. Yeah, okay, buddy. If you say so. Getting some weird behavior. Yeah, I'm quite eager to get this room working before the others, just because... Oh, I've got water down here, okay. Sweep that up. I'm quite eager to get this working before the geyser activates in 11 cycles. Probably won't erupt today, but who knows? Maybe. Well, it looks like you guys have decided to just sweep it and bring it to random storage bins instead of actually building this one. I can't say I agree with it. Let's speed to it a little bit. No. The dupes just forget to do stuff on the higher speeds. We're just going to speed 1 it. There's no point having this many dupes and speed 2ing it. But this just needs to be set to everything, I guess. What's in the pod? Still looking for good dupes. I'll take a snazzy suit, you know. Sounds good to me. We've ended up with quite a few stone hatches in here just for some random reason. Oh well. You know what, you can sweep this up. It's fine. Yeah, you've literally all just decided to grab the stuff before building the storage bin. Well, I'll leave the storage bin here. So who's going to come deliver oil to this thing? No one. So we need to enable auto bottle. That's fine. And then the oil should flow down here, and then we'll just sweep this up and dump some water in here. And then we can cover this up. Yeah, here you go. Oh, here's something else we could do. We could put a gas range over here. And they can make some nicer food over here, maybe. Only thing then is I need to plug some natural gas into this. Actually, you know what? That makes sense. Where's the natural gas pipe? We do not have a lot of natural gas, it must be said. There's enough, actually. Yeah, let's send this over there as well. So I guess for now that will just go around like this. Then where does that go? Good lord. Right, okay, let's just take it this way. This map has become such a spaghetti. That's fine. We can go that way. We can just take this way. It's fine. I'll need to build a ladder going this way, that's okay. Then you can actually remove this. And then gas bridge over here. And then we should be alright. And eventually we'll deliver some food here by chute, but for now I'm happy with people manually delivering it, because I imagine what we'll end up doing is we'll have just a random farm over here. Maybe we'll do like mushrooms or something, I don't know. Oh, I never grabbed this. You may as well grab that. Why has the frames gone down? What's happening? Game has had a big fart. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's oil. That'll do. Let's put some airflow tiles here for now, just to let the gases out. And then sweep this up and we can fill this with water. It's alright. You still need to build these. The conveyor line is full of coal, that's good. We're still also sweeping all the debris out of this place, that's funny. Eventually we're going to replace all the tiles here with plastic, but we are waiting for our crude oil to boil. This is up to about 350 now, so not too long. There is more oil over here as well. So I think the plan is, once this is all actually boiled to petroleum, it's going to be too hot to pump. I don't actually know what the plan is going to be. Because originally what we did is we just mixed in more cold crude oil. We do have some cold crude oil over here. There is a load of ice that we can just melt. Obviously we can't pump the... We can't pump this. I don't really want to mine the ice. Perhaps a conveyor belt full of solids is needed. I don't know. Anyways, that is now full of crude oil, so let's fill this with water. And now I can cancel that, because we only need the airflow tile here. Yep, you've loaded that, that's all good. This can be set to 90 and 10, as we usually do. These need to be set to 9. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. We want to fill this with enough water, so let's make sure that the whole load goes in. It's got some food poisoning germs. Exciting. By exciting, I mean not very exciting. You can remove this vent, that's fine. Yeah, and then we just need someone to actually dump this conveyor loader. So we don't actually need to cool this. What we're going to do is we're just going to send the hot sulfur, presumably to where we actually do all the proper cooling, which is presumably going to be closest to the actual base. So for now, let's actually just take this around here. And I guess for now we'll just dump it over here. It's actually fine. And then we can decide where the cooling zone is going to go. This does need to be priority 9. Because otherwise you're not going to do it. And then what that means... So, sweep all of this stuff up. Yeah. One more lot of water I think should be fine. And then we'll place this so all the gases come out now through the airflow tile. And then we can just tile this, leave this tile like that, and that should be good. Yeah, you grabbed all the stuff. And then what we're going to do is... Oh, right, so I'll need to remove this. We'll need to seal this in here. I'll put a ladder here. Just for convenience's sake. And then... want to actively cool this. But to be honest, we should actually just be able to do it like this. And then run this back through here. Oh right, hold on. Not quite like that. So insulated pipe comes in here, connects up there, and then that runs like that. Yeah, that's fine. And then the water from this... Oh, right. We need a liquid vent in here too. So the water from this then needs to get dumped in here, except we didn't leave room for a thing. I could put a bridge here. And that's gonna... Oh, that's gonna be challenging to get to, isn't it? Done it again. We've overcomplicated some more piping. I think what I have to do is I have to take I think I have to let it bubble up through here. Because I need this pipe to stay where it is. No, but then that's going to leak in there. That's not pretty. Then I need to do a bridge, so that's not going to work either. Because we can't bridge it in here. I mean, I could bridge it like that. That down there, put the liquid vent here. And then... Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. Okay. I'll take it. It should bubble up through the oil. There's not a huge amount of oil here. Oh, wait. This overpressure... No, yeah, this overpressurizes at 1,000. So that should work. Okay. And then we'll run the radiant pipe through there, and then we'll just put some bottle empties here and just put some more oil in here. That's fine. Okay, I think that'll work. Storage bins are entombed. We have a load of dirt. Something's cooked to dirt. That's funny. Let's remove all the contents from these. I'll have to get this lead out of here at some point. Also, don't ask me about all this sour gas. You know what I could do? Instead of making a pump, we could make like a reverse session waterfall and have the hot petroleum go up through this whole icy chunk of them out and cool down. That actually sounds like the most viable thing for us to do at this point, because I want to run it past the ice. I don't want to mine the ice into the petroleum. Obviously, we're eventually going to set up real petroleum boilers, but For now, we just wanted to do a bulk load at once. Why is the circuit overloading? That's probably fine. Yeah, I think this will be alright. So, this is going to be the last ONI stream for a while. Because tomorrow, I'm going to be doing Noitra again. We're going to be continuing our current run where we found the meat biome. We're going to try and recoup our losses and go back in there after we've gotten a bit stronger. And then next week, I am going to be streaming a lot. Because I'm on annual leave, so I should be doing all the evening streams. And it's going to be Dyson Sphere Program. And we're going to be trying to get the Dyson Sphere actually built. We're going to get all of our building production on the desert planet, and we're just going to build a Dyson Sphere to get that antimatter, and then maybe start working on some bigger science factories. But I'm just gonna do a whole week of Dyson Sphere Program because I feel like that makes sense for that game. And then the week after that, when I'm back and I'm on my new schedule, so that's going to be from September. I'm going to do Monday, Tuesdays ONI at the usual time that I do now. Wednesday and Thursday will be break, so I won't be streaming. I might be doing video editing. Who knows? And then Friday, because I'm going to finish early on a Friday, I'm going to do a long stream. So that's going to go from 4 PM British time to 10:30 British time. And there's going to be a half-hour break in the middle. So yeah, that means we can do a double-length stream on a Friday, and that can either be one game having a pretty solid session where we get a lot of stuff done, or I split it into 2 games. I can't build this vent because we've sealed this in. Right, okay, hold on. Right, I need to remove this tile again then. Oh, you could have kept building that actually, that's funny. Apologies for that. How are you doing, Leofar, anyways? Who's everyone watching at the moment? Looks like we're dumping all the stuff out of here, that's good. Oh, you're playing ONI 2? Oh yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, you should be able to get in there and do that. You can grab this and anything else that's in here. Yeah, I like that we're fitting this into a relatively small block, because it's so close to the volcano. I'm probably going to want to build something else in this area. And then we just need to start actively chilling stuff. So this liquid vent should work with the water. So then I can rebuild this. I'm going to take this crude oil somewhere. Which oil we got in here? Yeah, we've got enough. Come on, Yin. Yeah, you're grabbing all the sweet bonus stuff, that's fine. So this is going to be erupting in 10.2 cycles, so that should be done in plenty of time. Oh, by the way, in case you missed it, Leofar, we solved the ethanol problem. The problem was, what I was doing would have worked, but it was backing up. It was backing up in this pipe with the Nosh Sprouts. So I added some more bridges, and now it's not backing up anymore. So we're only producing enough ethanol as we need, as much as we need to feed these plants, and it's all getting cooled down before it gets here. There was definitely a cleaner way of doing that loop, but it's all working properly now, so I'm just going to forget about it again. But we did do that on the stream, so if you did miss that, you can catch up on the VOD. Right, and then we just need to fill this coolant loop. So that should be polluted water, which is down here. Right, so you can temporarily cut off there. We all out of water here? No. Let's sweep up all the water. and then we'll pump the rest of that polluted water down here. So that can just go... I guess I can go, like, over here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having some more time on a Friday to stream, because that's going to give me a bigger chunk of time to actually do stuff. Yeah, let's just put a bridge on here just for now. But let's do that over here. Because that way, if I want to do something bigger than what I've been doing in these streams, then I'm not going to get, like, completely sidetracked. And for some games, it's better to play in a bigger chunk as well. And I think for Neuter as well, I'm going to stop uploading the complete VODs unless the whole VOD is interesting, and I'm just going to upload clips. Because the short clips seem to do pretty well on YouTube. I think ONI is definitely a game where the VOD is sort of more relaxing and it's like a nice ambience, even if not much is being done at the specific moment. But with Neuter, it's more about specific moments that you want to watch. Yeah, this is good. Let's see. So this steam turbine, we can hook this up to the same power to reduce our coal consumption, maybe, and then just dump some oil in here. We do actually have a little bit of oil over here to grab, so that would make sense. Unless you dumped it somewhere already. I think you might have dumped it somewhere already. Okay. There you go. All inputs blocked. Yeah, because this needs to evaporate. That's fine. Is this going to fill up soon? Pretty soon. Right, let's see. Let's get you to sweep up this water here, and then this should just be regular polluted water. Fill the loop. And this should definitely be enough polluted water to fill the loop. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Dream Hotel. We've kept this running the whole time. We haven't run out of Dream Journals yet. There's a little bit of ice melting in here, but that's okay. This pipe. Still haven't actually insulated this. Or have you? I think you have. Yeah, that's just a glitch. Okay. No, that's actually not insulated. There you go. Interesting bug. Then we'll just copy in. Let's see. What are we going to make over here? I guess we'll just make all the stuff that we can make over here. So that'll be spicy tofu. I think that'll be it. Oh wait, stuffed berry. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can make those too. So all the stuff's being dumped off here. You swept all the water. Yeah, that is all of the water from that, so that's good. So now we can hook this up again. Okay, I guess there was one lot of water in there. Hold on. Build this pipe. So we're going to come down here and build this. Yeah, Lindsay is. Okay. Good. Oh. God, this has been a week. It's been really busy at work. Again, but that's fine. Also, it was someone's... they had a meeting with National Gas today, and they bought a buffet with loads of cake, and hardly anyone ate any of the cake. And hardly anyone in the office ate any of the cake. And the cake was all going to go stale otherwise, so I ended up eating all the cake, so that was fun. Let's definitely move this out. We don't want that water in here. Is there anything over here? Yeah, move that too. Right, so now this should all be regular water again. Or regular polluted water. Yeah, good. Okay, and then the next thing is just going to be... The next thing is just going to be the actual volcano management over here, which we've put off for absolutely ages. So we'll have a little bit of time to do that. Let's just get this... Let's just get this working first. So it looks like we've got a tiny little bit of polluted water here. This needs to send a green signal if it's above... I think it just needs to be above 100. Actually, no. No, it doesn't. We want to cool this quite a lot. Yeah, let's set this to like 20. Actually, let's just set this as cold as it goes, and then make sure that the sulfur will condenses right away. But let's set this to like minus. Let's set this to 0, whatever. That'll do. Yeah, so now you're actually going to aquatune some of this. Okay, good. And then that's going to fill with more and more of this liquid. So that should all be fine. Yeah, here we go. This loop shouldn't overfill. Now this will actually run a lot, and then this water should evaporate pretty quickly. Although this water isn't very hot to start with, so it's probably not going to get cooled that much. Yeah, there we go. Let's fill up this last little packet. There we go, that's all good. Still got a pipe full of polluted water here, so that's nice. I think it's going to take a while for this room to heat up, so I think we're just going to leave that for now. So the last thing to do is the volcano. So salt water is getting dumped in 3 places. It's getting dumped here, here, and here. So we've got an auto sweeper here that's already going to grab salt. We want an auto sweeper here as well. And then between them, they can reach everything except this tile. Okay, that's not ideal. This is made of steel. I can probably just make these out of steel. I think I'm gonna. So let's put an auto sweeper here, because we shouldn't be getting any salt over here. I don't think. Actually, you know what? You know what? We'll just put it here. Then it'll definitely cover everything. Same for this region. And then I'm going to stick another loader over here. I still need to figure out what's actually going on with this conveyor rail. So at the moment, it's mostly just going to be salt. I think everything in here I want to run through the coolant block. Now, where am I going to put this coolant block? It's just going to be a big block of liquid that I run everything through. I think I actually remove these soup docks and I put it here. Maybe. I do still kind of need access into this area though. So maybe we put it here. We currently have liquid tanks that aren't actually being used. We haven't ended up with a buffer here. Pipes running here. Obviously we've got the coal plants. I want to make it a fairly large... thing. Right, I think it's time that I remove this metal refinery. I think we're going to put the coolant block here. And we're just going to fill this tank with... Yeah, I think I'm just going to remove all of this stuff now. I don't think we need this in. Actually, I think we'll leave this here. I think we're going to... Let's see, I think we're going to remove this. Remove these. I'll probably just move this coal plant down here. Yeah, let's move that coal plant down there. And then, actually, yeah, then I can remove all of this. And then this is where we'll have our liquid tank. This hot carbon dioxide, I'll do something with that. I guess, actually. This is dormant. Let's dig this up. Stick this up, analyze it. We don't have any slicksters, but I imagine we're probably going to eventually use it to pollute water. Because we're going to have access to a lot of fresh water, but not a lot of polluted water, I think. Yeah, so analyze this. We'll put some insulated tile around it. It's fine. Then, you can just ladder over here for now, I guess. We'll ultimately want, we'll definitely want some cooling for this. Because otherwise it's going to be too hot to pump. But, I think, actually... It's not going to be that hot. It's carbon dioxide, for Christ's sake. Normally I feed it to slicksters. But I don't think we're going to do that today. I mean, I don't think we're going to do that in this run. We're definitely not doing it today. Right, automation wire here. You know the drill by now. We've still been making a shit ton of fossil. We got 4.5 tons of lead and we got 40 tons of steel. So we're doing pretty well on that front. So this can connect to whatever aquatuner we're using to cool this block. And then this can just go like that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that seems good. And then what's going on with the pipe here? We can just deconstruct this. Right. This is going to produce so little CO2, or so little heat from the CO2. I think, honestly, all we need to do is actually just have metal tiles with the liquid tank, and that should be enough. So we'll just make some aluminium tiles here. Because I think we're just going to stick the liquid tank here. And then... don't really want to use a gas pump. But then I'm not sure what else we're going to do with it, because... you know what, I'm not even going to tap into this until we actually need to. So for now, I think I might just seal it off. Yeah, for now, I'm just going to seal it off. Not completely, but like a fair bit. You're a narcoleptic, that's fine. You're now to... so then let's see. I don't think I actually need people running through this area anymore. I think I just remove... yeah, I think I just remove all this pipe. Yeah, I think I just remove all of this. I don't know why I left this gas pipe here to begin with. And then, building-wise, I think we just remove all of this. And then I can just make this like a nice big tank over here. So we replace all of this with... I think it probably just makes sense to me to add the insulated tile here. Remove this. To the pod, we got our 46 Duke. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, then we can ladder down here. This can all be metal tile as well. Oh, you got popped eardrums from from deconstructing the atmosuit docks. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All the big canisters of oxygen again. It's so funny how that's a thing. Gotta love the aluminium tiles. I mean, I imagine eventually what we'll do is to pollute water, we'll just set up carbon skimmers down here. And I think we can actually just let this vent freely. I mean, obviously it's going to overpressurize at the moment. The pressure down here is very high. Yeah, deconstruct these tiles. Keep the ladder. Then we're actually going to want to insulate this liquid block. So we'll need another aquatuner and another steam turbine. I think I can fit those in this region here. So let's see. I'm going to leave this here just in case we need a load of people to come in here at once. Which may be, maybe in a minute. Yeah, because this isn't vacuum, this is just gas. I don't mind a little bit of gas going up there. Actually, why did I remove all the suits? Put the suits back. Probably gonna actually... yeah, we probably are actually going to go in this area in a minute. So let's see, that's going to be where the gas... That's going to be where the steam turbine goes. So eventually we're going to seal that off. Aqua tuner will go in here. So for now that means... For now that means I'll just go like this and just go in here. I think I'm just going to seal this area off completely. So then we'll remove these ladders. I need to put a ladder in here. In fact, this is going to be the this is going to be the liquid tank. So we'll just put the tiles there. The coal line will need to be rerouted. That's fine. Go here for now. In fact, you can just deconstruct that. I don't really care. In fairness to the dupes, they're getting this stuff done pretty quickly. I think they're doing a good job. Right, so we're running the liquid pipe through here. This isn't good. This petroleum pipe we can just remove. So I need you to deconstruct this, and then we just need to extract all the contents. Oh, actually, hold on, hold the phone. Let's actually be smart about this. We need a conductive liquid in here. We've got a conductive liquid running past. Let's just put a vent over here. Problem solved, and then we'll use that vent for the steam turbine. Yeah, that's perfect, right. Because we're going to actively cool the steam turbine as well. Oh, I'm impressed. I feel like my brain has actually got back in gear now. Because I feel like it was kind of not in... I feel like it was not in gear at the beginning of the week, but we're getting there. Yeah, so now I can remove all of this pipe. And I can start thinking about rerouting these pipes. You know, I think this might actually be the run where we built the largest amount of aqua tuners so far. I think it's certainly possible. Yeah, so next we just need to build this vent, and then we can dump some water in there as well. I mean, that's pretty easy because we can just rig this pipe to dump some water in here. So that's not a problem. But I'll need to put a little block there. That's fine. What's wrong, Gene? Gene's just like, that's a lot of spaghetti. I'm hungry. Right, so you can remove this. We don't actually need any of this. This wire should definitely get routed out of this. So you can just disconnect that for now. And then this needs to be filled with oil, like full of oil. And we do have a load of cold oil. And we need oil because it's the most conductive liquid. It's got thermal conductivity of 2. Yeah, which is quite a bit better than the other liquids. So how are we going to dump a load of oil in here quickly? There's just a load of oil here. I could just get people to pitcher pump it for a while. That could be okay. Yeah, maybe we do that to start. Yeah, there's not actually too much stuff in here. That's good. Perhaps actually what we do is we remove this. Put a ladder in here. And then we can actually raise this all the way up to the top. And then eventually we'll seal this in. How's Lindsay working? Oh, you're both still on the Smear schedule. You should go back on the default schedule then. Yeah, go have some downtime. I was wondering why I kept seeing Lindsay and Pav occasionally. Makes sense, I guess. Also, we've got the Pacu in here now. So we've got 2 fish. Oh no, we don't have 2 fish in each tank. We've got an egg in here as well. That's fine. How many Pacu we got now? About 100? Not bad. I feel like it should be faster, but I don't really care. These are too cold now. The ethanol's too cold. Well, poop. The ethanol is too cold. That's not what I wanted. Can I lower this temperature slightly? I think I can. Minus 15. I mean, it will tell us if the freezers aren't working. How cold are the freezers? I think that should be okay. The things we do for tofu. So, I'm just going to tile this back up so the loops can run across here a bit faster. There you go. Yeah, we shouldn't have any idle dupes now, because we're giving everyone plenty of stuff to do. We have so much water. It's very nice. So, crude oil, enable auto bottle, 9. And then I guess we'll just build a few more pitcher pumps down here. Is there any oxygen down here? Like, at all? There was. There isn't any more. Because... pipe is no longer flowing. Because this bridge is on the wrong way? Yes. Okay. Well, that's slightly... But there's a load of oil over here then. No? Okay. Yeah, just put in 2 more pitcher pumps there. That should be fine. In fact, you can really go ham. There's a lot of oil here. There's a lot of oil here, and we're going to want to grab even more. But we'll grab this lot first, and then we'll take the rest. let's copy these settings. Right, we dumped all the petroleum out of this pipe, so that means I can now remove this pipe completely. Well, that's good. And then in the meantime, I can take this pipe, connect it up there, and dump some water in here. And then I'll just need to tile this tile, I think. I think I might need to tile both of them. It's okay. How much water do we want? Probably about the same as in the other one. Let's see. So we've got this line down here that's not connected to anything. We want the aqua tuner in here again. Oh, at least we have plenty of steel to build things with now. Oh, I need to move these pipes. I need to move this water pipe. Yeah, that can go around the outside. This ethanol pipe, I think, will have to stay where it is. I mean, I think it should be fairly straightforward for me to just do this. Okay, that's way too much water. Well, I mean, it's probably fine, but we don't want to dump any more water in there. Steve! It's overheating. Pitch pump. We got steam. A lot of steam. Zoom some ice melted. I don't want to seal this off again. Well, I don't think we need those. Ice in the pipes. Right, how is that looking? Oh, really? You missed the one pipe? Oh no, George is on it. Go for it, George. There you go. So that's the water pipe. So now I can... that still needs to move. That can't go through this area. So that needs to actually go... Actually needs to go under here. Okay. I think we can remove these two tiles now. That's good. How actually is the sulfur area looking? Yeah, this hasn't produced enough heat to warrant doing anything over here. That's fine. That is definitely enough oil over here. Yep, okay, that's good. So this will activate in 6.9 cycles. Nice. We got water in here. It's not good. Well. Hey, Canadian Black Wolf. Still enjoying this game? Yes, I am. To be honest, there's still a lot of stuff I better scratch the surface on. We're on Rime at the moment. We have a lot of pipes going absolutely everywhere. It's very silly. 45 dupes. Hatch powered, loads of coal. It's going pretty well. At the moment, I'm basically just setting up a big block of oil I can use to cool solids down in. Yeah, it's a bit complex. It's probably a bit unnecessarily complex. I tried to fit a lot of stuff close to each other that I probably didn't need to put close to each other. So as a result, the pipes are just going crazy. But yeah, I am actually doing a week of Dyson Sphere Program next week. So we're gonna actually build the Dyson Sphere Program. We're gonna build the Dyson Sphere next week. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, for now we're doing this. So let's see. That water pipe's done, so I can remove this. Now, can I just run the ethanol pipe through here and have this work? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Because I really don't want to move this ethanol pipe. Yeah, let's remove all of this first. You can't wait for the Dyson Sphere Program's update to come out. I check every couple of days. Yeah, I think the devs are pretty, I don't think I gave a lot of notice when I give an update, so... Yeah, I guess that is the best that you can do, really. Man, we need to get all this ice out of here. It just keeps freezing. I think this Igneous Rock is, Right, I'm gonna get someone to come in here and dig this out. Would absolutely love if this volcano actually got properly cleared. So in fact, you know what, just dig all of this out. Let's see what happens. I'm sure some poor sod's gonna scold themselves doing this, but that's fine. Yeah, at the moment, we have a sulfur geyser down here that we're going to collect the debris from once the debris has been cooled to solidification point. And then we're going to pump that over here, and we're going to run it through this room. So actually, what I could do as well is I could take the conveyor rail. But now we're just going to dump everything out over here. But long term, we're going to take everything, take it this way. Freezer broken. Why? Why? Because the ethanol isn't actually cold enough. Why is that? What's going on here? This shouldn't be broken. Is it because I think I set the wrong thing to -15? That explains. I set the wrong thing to -15. Or rather, actually, no. I think I need both of these to go to -15. Yeah. In fact, in actuality, I think this should probably be the same automation wire. Yeah, that should send the cold ethanol back through. I think it needs to be a bit colder than that, though. Set it to -18. So the food probably isn't frozen at the moment. The food is still frozen for a little bit. Some of it's stale. It's all still deep freeze, apparently. I do still have a little bit of polluted oxygen in this one. I think I need to build an airflow tile, but I'm going to do that later. I'm going to do that off screen. You don't need to see that, and I don't want to get distracted. Yeah, anyways. So this conveyor with the debris, the hot debris, needs to come up here. It needs to go... Oh, I don't know exactly where that needs to go. I think that should go this way. Yeah. So I'll put a bridge in here. And then... probably something like this. And then... Does the conductivity of the conveyor rail actually make a difference when you're trying to transfer heat out of solids on a conveyor line? I'm inclined to think no, because the material is just being held in space. So if I make a conveyor line out of a highly conductive material, is that going to allow the material on it to conduct heat more quickly? Like if I make it all out of aluminium? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to make it out of aluminium anyways. That was a fairly pointless question, in all honesty. And then for now, I'm just going to dump it out here. We'll probably adjust that later. Right, I can remove this as well, I think, because there's no more debris left in here to dump. Wait, who's scolding? Oh, you did get yourselves covered in magma. Okay. Well, that's fine. Anyone want to come use the thing? No. I think you're okay then. Yeah, so this magma here is now all condensing and heating this up. So I think this should work. I think both volcanoes should be able to erupt now. And that will transfer more heat to our heat spike. We have a lot of steam in here. I'm sure this will cause no problems whatsoever. Now imagine if the Somnian machine gave everyone +5 in construction. That would be crazy. Right, I never hooked up that wire. So this wire is going to need to go over here. And go up here for now. Go in here. The aqua tuner we can put in here. I think we may be able to get this to work. So the liquid sensor needs to go here. Information wire goes here. And then, so this is gonna, again, we're gonna fill this with polluted. We're gonna fill this with polluted water. That should be fine. And then what I'll do is I'll actually. I need to bridge this. That needs to go down here. And that needs to run like this. And then I guess we're going to make this all out of radiant pipe. I think insulated pipe goes like that. Radiant pipe goes like this. Yeah, that's alright. It's not too expensive. And then that goes up like this. And then insulated. And then it needs to come in here. We probably can't self-cool the steam turbine. We're running a lot of water this way, but this water is eventually going to be 95C. Actually, hold on. Yeah, so this water is eventually going to be 95C, but it's going to be coming from 10 kilograms per second. So I can actually probably... Okay, let's try this for now. I think I can use this water. Yeah, because this water just goes straight in here. I think I can use that water to cool... I think I can use that water to cool the steam turbine. Let's see. And Again, I don't think I'll have a gas. Well, yeah, I want to insulate this if I'm going to do this. Oh, I mean, that's some tasty spaghetti. It's certainly some spaghetti. Absolutely. We can take this and make it radiant as well. Right, yeah. I guess we just make this all radiant and we take it like that. And then I can just go like that. Yeah. I mean, at least it's all working. The freezer's working again. The only reason it stopped working is because I manually turned the temperature too low or too high. So this thermoacrid tuner can just get plugged in here. Fill this tile in. And then we're going to slowly fill this with oil. So, are you guys dumping a load of oil down here? No? That's a sign that you can actually get up there then. Yeah, you're pretty quick on the ladder. So, there's certainly not a lot of oxygen coming in that pipe. Okay, I think that's still fine. Yeah, you're building this wire. And then we can deconstruct this pipe. I'm not building the next base like this. The next run we do, everything's going to be separated. This is too much spaghetti. We've got like 3 pipes with 3 different liquids in them right next to each other. Snaking around each other. Everything's working, but it's like one thing breaks, I don't quite have the space to fix it properly. Yeah, these plants are at the right temperature again now. At what cost? Yeah, I mean, it is nice having everything be nice and close to each other. I like that. Right, so this water's now running past here. I want to fill this with some oil. Do I have like a big load of oil somewhere? I have like a big load of petroleum somewhere. No. No. Yes! I have 800 kilograms of petroleum. That'll do. So you can move that over here and empty it. I do like that this base just looks completely different than every other base I've done. That is certainly a thing, after having done lots of runs of this game. It's very true. God, it's going to take ages to fill this up. Just do labor. I'm going to keep getting you guys to build pitcher pumps. And I'm also going to get you to dig all of this out. That can admittedly be a lower priority. But you guys just like digging. You're not actually dumping the oil, are you? No, you're okay. Good. Dig that too. Right, so the conveyor rail's done. The water pipe is done. I think this should work. We can seal this now, I think. This move here needs to be priority 9. Who's doing this? Someone. Acceptable. What on earth is the thumbnail going to be today? I don't really want to do another thumbnail where it's just spaghetti. Oh, I know what the thumbnail will be. The thumbnail will be the sulfur room. something like this, maybe. I don't know. I'll have a think. I'm just glad we got the tofu working again, because that was really bugging me. Right, these are both hooked up now, so that's good. Power-wise... I think I'm just hooking these up to the steam turbines, is that right? No, I'm not. I'm hooking it up to this line because that's actually powered. Actually, yeah, the steam turbines are all connected to coal plants as well. Yeah, that's fine then. Good. Yeah, because each one of these lines is its own thermocracy, right? Okay. And then for now, I guess we just make this all. And we're going to want to make a temperature-based shutoff system, aren't we? So, conveyor shutoff. These don't overheat. The other shutoffs do. The conveyor shutoffs don't. So you can make this out of copper. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to stick it in the naphtha. So then we have... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't have the technology. We wanted the conveyor thermosensor. Right, okay. We don't have any data banks, so we can't do this today. So what we're going to want to do as well is we're going to want to take this material. We're going to want to take this... we're going to want to take this down here. And that's actually going to up onto this line as well. Oh no! The neutronium! Okay, fine. Fine. Take it this way. And then I guess I'll conveyor bridge it here. So that the conveyor doesn't get confused. Okay. And then for now I'll just put an ultimate I'll just put a regular switch here. And then we'll replace that with a temperature switch into a rocket. So I'm gonna have to get a planetarium up next, which is fine. So probably just one more cycle just to build this and start getting all the stuff out of here. I think. And then we can actually start properly playing around with this room. Although, to be honest, I think this is actually all of it. I think this is actually all we're going to need to do, because this is going to pick up the copper and put it on this line as well. The copper is going to go on here. Oh, wait, hold on. This line needs to go here as well. And then there needs to be a bridge after each of these. so that the material doesn't get confused. Oh, but I think I need to put the bridge. I need to put the bridge somewhere different. I need to put the bridge here. So it prioritizes from the loader? No. I wanted to prioritize circulating the loot. Because the material needs to get down to below steam temperature before we send it to the other room. So I think I actually need to do it like this. Okay. Yeah, that should work, I think. We'll see. To be honest, Silly Device is the one that knows this. I think Leofar might know this as well. I've done this before, but I've made this mistake before. Whatever. Steve's on it. Your printables. No, you've got undigging. That's unfortunate. Just take some water. Yeah, that's fine. We can't actually get in here anymore. I guess a ladder here. We have a lot of mechatronics engineers now, that's good. Power-wise, this needs to connect here, that's okay. This needs to grab everything too. A lot of dirt in here, that's interesting. Copper Volcanoes erupting again. There's a lot of hot copper in here, so I'm looking forward to this working. You need to build that bridge. Where's the oil? Well, we're about a quarter of the way full. To be fair, that would fill up a lot more quickly once I stop giving these guys too much work to do. We're just going to grab all of this oil. This must be pretty close to cooking by now. I guess it's just a lot of heat. It is getting hotter. It's going to take a while. Especially because this isn't actually connected to too much magma anymore, because these volcanoes aren't erupting. Yeah, because whatever... Oh, I see. Whatever debris is on here isn't going to actually duct until this erupts. Well, I don't think I need anyone to analyze that at the moment. Right, I think I'm just gonna activate this. We're gonna send people through here. And we're gonna get this finished. That's what we're gonna do. Get everyone to use these suits to go in here and finish all of this. Volcano, you erupting? No. You just finished erupting. I'm quite happy with this room. I'm a bit sad we didn't get this finished until now, but that's fine. We have had pressing things to do. Oh, you need a bit here. That's fine. Might have enough data banks to research the guy's thing just from... Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we just need to build the building. We can put that in here somewhere. fact, how wide is this thing? I feel like I could just stick it right here. Who's suffocating? Wait. You're trapped. That's really bad. Uh-oh. How did you get... Oh god, there's 3 dupes over here. They actually just straight up dead? No. No, there must be a way to do this quickly. Right, you've got... What rock have you got here? You've got Igneous Rock. You've got Sandstone. Ooh, this is gonna be a pain though. I think you'll be able to survive. You need to hurry up and build these though. Yeah, get out of here. You gonna go? Yeah. Yeah, I would not like to kill 3 dupes today. You guys are very fast, thanks to the machine. Yeah, good. Get temper analysis. Yeah, we'll just put the thing in here. Oh, now, how tall is it? I feel like it's 1 too tall for this. Yeah. I think we can still fit this in here. I just need to move these things. Yeah, let's get this done, and then at least we can get the research done. We can start doing a lot more research. Yeah, so now you've still got the naphtha here. You guys can go through and get all this built really quickly. That's good. Then the planetarium can go in here. I don't think those doors needed to be there, so that's fine. This, we do need another building in here for this to count. Yeah, so I can go there. The automation port is here. So that means if I put a... If I put a motion sensor... here... That should work. And then I can put a lamp here. Burn it. I need to leave this door open, so unfortunately I don't think I can put a regular lamp here. I can put a ceiling lamp in though. Is that going to be enough light? I don't know. We'll see. In any case, we'll get the research done. So it looks like... Right, we're just sending all the material through at the moment. So that's going to heat up all this oil, which is okay. This coolant loop needs to be filled with polluted water. You know what, let's hold off on that for now. Stop dumping that for now, please. I guess we'll just let the hot... I guess we'll just let the hot debris sit for now. Get this done. Yeah, that's all getting done. This... Yeah, you need to finish this building. Then what about the polluted water? So polluted water I could take off here, that's fine. So perhaps if I just do this for now. That will do. We need to empty this petroleum here. Actually, you know what? Move that here. And then empty it. I've seen this one before. And then cover that mesh up. That wire is done. With all the materials circulating around. That's good. That is working correctly. I guess I don't need this. That's fine. That's going to trigger me that it's got a one-tile gap in it, but whatever. Actually, you know what? Remove that one. Let this one run here. That'll trigger me less. Yeah, I think one more cycle and then we'll wrap it up. Behold the Sporkid Seed. We still haven't done anything with that. I'll speed to it. I do quite like this room. How's our hotel guests doing? Oh, what's overheating? This door? That's fine. Disable ultra. I'm honestly not quite sure what the temperature leak is here. I think it's just because there's a huge amount of hot debris here. I think that's the issue. Yeah, you're idle, that's fine. I need to set this to Brackeen. We need to get some Brackeen going. Wait, you guys are out of food? You guys are out of food. That's no good. Murder the puffed. Jumbu's boss. Wait, really? You're all coming over all across the map to kill that puff? That's so overkill. It's hilarious. Yeah, temperatures are still hot over here because of all this hot debris. That's not the end of the world. That move needs to be priority 9. Right, so it looks like the building's been built. Looks like the research is being done now. So hopefully we can get the research done pretty quickly, add that sensor, and then we can shut this off again. In fact, yeah. Shut that off again afterwards. We got it. Nicholas Copernicus is in the dome. We got their workspace, they do. It's good enough. Maybe we make this the thumbnail today. I like the funny name. Yeah, good job. Still can't believe we're using the manual rat bolt thing for this. Oh, did we ever plant that Weezewort? No, that would have been funny. Yeah, let's plant this Weezewort here to get rid of all the slime lung. I don't think the slime lung has actually mattered that much. Because if I go here, we're pumping out oxygen here. There's no germs over here. I think the slime lung is dying before it gets there. But let's put the Weezewort there anyways, just to make sure, and also to deal with some of the heat. We've still got a few shine bugs in here. Oh yeah, looks like the population's come back a bit. The population of shine bugs did die off, but I think they've returned somewhat. Oh yeah, we've already done that research. Good. So now you just need to grab the rad bolts. Steve's doing his best. He's the fastest dupe alive. How's the fish doing? They're overcrowded. Right, so we do only want 3 in here then. Alright, experiment confirmed. Can we actually murder one of them? There you go. Room is slowly filling with oil. Looks like we got the loop full, that's good. I guess I'll just leave that plugged in. Oh, actually no, I'll disconnect it because it's an insulated wall. That's a lot of oil. We can probably start cooling down some of the stuff now. So this needs to be set to send green signal if above... I'll just say 0. I'll just make it as cold as possible. Okay, so it is cold at the moment. So let's actually reconnect this then. Connect that here. Connect that here. And now we'll shovel the hot debris in here. See how quickly that cools. What we probably want to do is actually make a loop. So you can see all this solid debris that's normally not very conductive is cooling down rapidly in the oil. And then we'll have a look at the same blocks of dirt. You'll see they'll cool down less rapidly in the air. Well, assuming you don't get to air temperature in the oil. Yes, you can see there's almost no conductivity with the gas, but there's a lot of conductivity with the liquid. And that's, even though the oxygen has a the thermal conductivity of the gas is just super low. And just being in a liquid adds a multiplier as well. So this was what we got wrong about the sulfur tamer last time when we did it. Because we were condensing it in a gas room. You need to cool the solids in a liquid. You just have to. Anyways, what's this automated notifier for? I never set this. Notification tooltip. Ooh, beans. There we go. And if we ever get a notification saying cool beans, we'll know something's up. Right. So that's all coming out nice and cold now. I should make this a proper loop. Shouldn't I? Let's remove that, put a conveyor shut off in here as well. And do the same thing over here. And hopefully we'll have that research soon. Just need the radiation. We do have rad bolts. That's good. Yeah, fish are fine now. So it looks like 3 is the limit for this body of water. Oh, wait, I just realized something stupid. This is actually 24 tiles of water. That's why we're allowed 3 fish in here. That's really funny. It's flooded. Too much petroleum in there. Well, that's not ideal. That's too much liquid. Great, perfect, inspired. Yes, just... Unbelievable. I'm gonna try rebuilding the steam turbine, maybe that'll do it. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go a bit later than normal. I want to get this done, and my girlfriend, fiance, is out tonight with friends, so we're gonna go a bit later. I started late, I'm gonna finish late. This is all relatively cold here anyways. This is full of dirt. It's gonna take a while just to take all this dirt out here, but that's fine. Oil is heating up. The water is heating up. We'll get there, it'll be fine. That's why I'm just storing all this stuff on this one tile. Right, your stacker's done yet? Yeah, there you go. What have we got here? Yeah, let's keep putting these in. Yeah, it's quite hot over here. So long term, we're going to want this to run through an insulated wall. Let's see, steam turbine goes here. Let's make this the insulated wall. And then let's make the conveyor go past here. That should help keep all the heat in that thing and not out in the air where the coal generators are. Looks like we got some water in here somehow. Whatever, I think we'll get that pushed out. Right, this thing's running now. Water's heating up. Oh yeah, you need to build you need to build the steam turbine. Weak. Weak. Yeah, you're all scolding. Right, okay, that's good. So it's no longer flooded. I think it got flooded because this one tile got over the threshold. Right, Sandra, I think you can go heal up. All right. Oh, I put a load of triage cots here and never did anything with them. Okay, Sandra, you can go here. How's research going? Slowly. I think we're just not making ramp bolts very quickly. That's certainly true. We need better radiation research than this. Maybe that's the next thing we do. Right, okay, let's at least build the shut-off. So this can be lead. That's no problem. I think what I would do is I would actually... I think I would actually take it off here. I think I'd just run the shut-off. Then take it off once, yeah, hold on. I want to make sure that runs all the time. So I need a bridge priority that again. So then if I sever this, do that, that should work. Yeah, so that should constantly loop. This should be prioritized over this, so that should be fine as well. Yeah. And then we just need to power this. We need to hook up the automation. That will ultimately be a conveyor, proper conveyor thermosensor, but we'll just put signal switch here for now. And it should achieve more or less the same effect. Yeah, I like this, and some of the copper is actually a bit hotter than the sensor. Oh wait, no, never mind. We haven't got the sensor in yet. Okay. Alright, that's fine. People are still manually grabbing stuff at the moment. It's okay. How long until this activates? We got 3 cycles. Okay, well that's pretty good timing. So all this material cooling should be working by then. Yeah, this is all coming out cold after 1 cycle, so usually this should be fine. But if it is too hot, then we'll recirculate it. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad this is work as intended. Looks like we're getting the heat in here. That's fine. Then we'll obviously need to start heating this up. Power has stopped. Why? Oh, right. I need to set the buffers on this. Okay. And then also, when this erupts, this will cool down the carbon dioxide immediately. I have no concerns that this oil will keep this cool. So then we'll just get a load of carbon dioxide, and then we can start skimming that. I think we'll want to start skimming all of this. And then that'll give us a load of polluted water. Yeah, pinch of pepper. Alright, I think we actually got a lot of stuff fixed today. That's nice. You're not going to bless me with the research being done, are you? No, that's going to take ages. Right. Well, I'm going to seal this back up then. But I'm pretty confident this should work. So I'm going to... probably just going to go to the end of the cycle, and then we'll wrap it up. So, we've actually done everything we set out to do today. We fixed the ethanol loop in admittedly a bit of a ramshackle way, but the food is all deep frozen, and we're getting our tofu grown again, so that's good. We have got this hydrogen room such that the sulfur should condense immediately from the geyser. I'm hoping it doesn't tile up. If it tiled up, that would be annoying. I wonder how I prevent that in this setup. Oh well, we'll see how that goes next time we do this. And then the Copper Volcano is also set up as well. So the next thing to do is probably actually to go over to Smearilios, where we've moved all of our dupes away from. This iron volcano has been erupting for eons. It's funny. We're probably going to want to grab all of the iron from over here and all the gold as well and send it back to the main planet to be cooled. So we'll probably want to... Let's see, here's the output teleporter. So what I could do now quickly is deconstruct this, and then this is just going to go straight on the cooling line, I think. Yeah, so let's just bridge that across immediately. And then this can just go over here. So we need to go over and tame that asteroid to get all those metals. Because otherwise we're just refining our iron ore, and we are eventually going to run out of iron ore. We mined up a pretty good chunk of the map. So if we don't do this now, we might be in trouble later. But now everything's working, and now we've actually got the synthesizer bonus. It should be much more efficient for us to get our dupes to work on another planet. So I think that is the logical next step. Get the extra refined metal hooked up. What else is over here again? There is another gold volcano down here, but we're not going to grab this for ages. It's chlorine, which we don't really care about at the moment. There's a lot more water. I'm not overly fussed about water at the moment. There's a lot of carbon dioxide, which we don't need. I think that's it. This gold volcano has been erupting for ages, but there's hardly any heat in it, so I don't really mind. Yeah, I think that's just what we need. What we need to do over the coming weeks is get this asteroid up to snuff and get some metal outposts, metal export outposts done. That's good though. I also do kind of want to expand the Paku farm a little bit. But that's a pretty low priority. We definitely have enough food. Even for 45 dupes. Oh, so we're recirculating all this at the moment. I need to turn this off. Yes, now I can just dump that out. Yeah, the steam turbine's working alright. The water is admittedly not moving through. This water is moving through. I'm hoping there's enough conductivity here. Well, we'll see. Everyone's starving. There's no food in here. I get the feeling the food's not being loaded into the loader. Right. Let's just move some food over. You guys don't need anything amazing. You can just have some regular food. How about some omelets? Yeah, we made some omelets recently. Here you go. Have some omelets. Just move it over here. All starving hotel dupes. Also, your hotel is bloody freezing, but you don't seem to mind too much, so that's fine. I'd like to get this sort of working as well, but that's a pretty low priority. Okay, I think we're done. Let's just what are we actually going to do the thumbnail today? I don't want to do another pipe spaghetti. I think it's just going to be this thing. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do another thermo shot. Yeah, let's just do a thermo shot of this whole area. Seems pretty interesting. I like doing thermo shots, especially on this Rime run. Yeah, so this shows that we've got the really cold block full of oil that we're cooling all of the material in. Yeah, that'll do. Let me save that. And I'll just go close it out now. There we go. Oh, all right. Well, it's a little bit late, but thanks very much for sticking around and watching. Oxygen Not Included has been fun. We are going to be taking a little bit of a break from this game. So tomorrow we're doing Noita, and then next week it's going to be all Dyson Sphere Program, and then we'll be back with ONI in September. But yes, if you like what you've seen, feel free to follow on Twitch. You'll get a notification when I go live. My schedule is changing over the next few weeks, so that might be important. If you missed the stream, all of the VODs are on YouTube, as well as discussion and meme videos, mostly Oxygen Not Included related. But I am planning on making some Dyson Sphere content as well. And soon I'm going to have a day on my schedule which is actually dedicated to video editing. So I think you can probably expect some more consistent YouTube content specifically. I'm planning on making some guides to Dyson Sphere Program, or just some information videos, and probably more Noita clips as well, because I like playing Noita. And then there's a Discord group where we hang out and post memes and builds and things, mostly Oxygen Not Included stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, Leofar. Do appreciate the company, and I'm just glad we solved all these problems tonight, because that would have wound me up otherwise. Anyways, let me go. I don't think I'm going to raid anyone. Who is on out of interest? Matikani. I'll give Matikani a shout out. I'm not going to raid him, because we've not got very many people, but Matikani is a fun guy, and he is learning Oxygen Not Included as well, and chat is being very helpful. So feel free to go check out Matikani. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.